And a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Issues and Attitudes. My name is Jeff Owens, Interim Director at WEIU. My co-host, Annalisa Haynes.
How's it going, everyone?
And from Sarah Bush Lincoln Health Center, Laura Bollan, who I'm going to call Lauren, I know because it's in my mind now. Laura Bollan and Amy Card.
Good morning.
Welcome. It's afternoon, by the way, now.
Good afternoon.
And I appreciate you guys getting out in this lovely weather that we have in Coles County today.
It's just a little snow.
Well, there's so much going on out there, but I guess we'll just start off that, the big thing is the holiday festival's coming up really in 2 weeks. So let's start talking there and go wherever we need to go. So we'll let Laura go first.
So the holiday festival this year, which Amy is much more an expert on that, we're raising funds this year for our dental program. So our dental program really has three teams. We have a preventive team that first goes into the schools, and we set up about 1,000 pounds worth of equipment, and we do initial exams, cleanings, fluoride, sealants, and then we have a restorative team that comes second on a large 40-foot bus. And so we provide comprehensive exams, x-rays, any kind of treatment that you could do in a typical dental office. We can do that on a dental bus. And then finally, to complete treatment plans, we have a fixed site in Tune. And right now, our dental bus actually has seen the last of its life. It is now parked in the bus garage, doesn't work anymore. So we are raising funds for a new dental bus. And that is really what the focus this year will be at the Holiday Festival.
Okay. About the bus and where we stand on the fundraising and what can people do to help out?
Sure. So as Laura mentioned, the Holiday Festival is raising funds for the bus, and we have a capital campaign where we're trying to raise $600,000 for the new bus. So far, we've raised roughly $300,000, so we're almost halfway to our goal. But people can support the festival, support the purchase of the new bus by coming out to the festival, which kicks off the evening of Thursday, November 21st with Friends Night Out, and then they can shop all day on Friday in the Education Center at Sarah Bush Lincoln on Friday the 22nd, and from 9 to 1 on Saturday the 23rd. So yeah, all proceeds will benefit the bus. We years and years ago, Holiday Festival used to be called Festival of Trees, would benefit hospice, and so for the past 10 or so years, it'll benefit just a cause that the foundation is raising funds for.
And so with the other bus that is, I guess the dead bus, for lack of a better way to say it, this new bus, let's talk about the new bus. And you said you've already ordered it.
I did.
So you're confident in the fundraising.
Absolutely.
So talk about the new bus and what it will bring to the communities.
Yes. So the bus is the purpose of the whole bus is because a lot of our students that we serve don't have transportation. They can't get to a fixed site. So we actually are in 66 schools in a 9-county service area, and we go to those schools, park the bus, and take care of their dental needs right then and there. So the parents sign a permission slip at the beginning of the school year, and then we're able to treat their kids right there at school, take them out of class for a short period, and go ahead and take care of their dental needs. So the new dental bus, it's a 40-foot bus. It's going to have 2 operatories in it. So they'll be equipped with a panoramic x-ray, digital x-ray. We can do comprehensive exams. We can do fillings. We can do stainless steel crowns. We can do space maintainers. Whatever those kids need, we can do that right on the bus.
And one of the things that we were talking about off mic, and even as I was looking this up this morning, like 1 in 7 kids don't even go to the dentist anymore?
Correct. That's correct. And 1 in 8 in our service area, in our 7-county service area, don't even own a toothbrush.
That's amazing.
It is. So
or sad. One of amazing is the right word.
We don't think about it. So we brush our teeth in the morning and we don't think anything about it, but there are kids out there that don't have running water. Whenever we give our kids a dental kit, and so it comes in this little plastic container that has a zipper, and we had one child who told us that she was so excited when she got it, she now can bring that kit to school and brush her teeth because at home they don't have running water. So it's just things you don't think about as you're getting ready in the morning that someone else doesn't have that.
So there aren't certain requirements that the students need, so like insurance, for example?
Yes. So our population is 0 to 18 years old, actually till they reach 19, and it is those kids that either are on the medical card, they're on all kids insurance, or they're eligible for free or reduced lunch. And what we've seen in our area, even 5 years ago, there was about 30% of our kids that were on free or reduced lunch, and now we're at 70 or 80% in some of our schools. So that area has just grown and grown. The need is really out there. Some of these kids are in so much pain that they don't even know how to put a word to it because it's been that way. They don't remember before they had pain. So our dentist describes it as, if you go to a private practice dentist, they have like a no cavity club, and you get a shiny star or you get a certificate. Our kids would be 10 or less cavities would be a unique population. So most of our kids come to our program with more than 10 cavities.
And that really affects how they act in school and social circles, and really just how they live their life.
Exactly. There's a statistic out there that says one of the most missed reasons for missing school is dental pain. And so some of these kids are walking around with, abscess and swollen teeth. And so the nurses are our heroes at the schools. So the nurses will let us know if there's someone that needs our help before we can get to that school or before we're scheduled for that school. We even have some nurses that have driven kids out to our fixed site just to get them the care they need.
So how do you let parents know that this type of opportunity is available for students? Because I know growing up in a situation similar to that, there's this fear that, I don't think we're going to be able to be helped because it's probably going to cost us something in the long run, or I really can't afford this. So how do you get the word out there, I guess?
Yes, exactly. So at school registration time, we actually set up at registration at a lot of these schools. And so we usually have the spot right next to the school nurse. The school nurse tells them what's required for that year and sends them right to our table. And so we get them signed up right while they're registering for school. They get all their kids signed up. A lot of the schools are moving to online registration, and so we're on those schools' websites with our dental forms as well. And part of it that helps us is there are required school registrations at different years, and so it just seems like part of the process. And now you'll move to the next table and sign up for dental.
Wow.
So
when you're fundraising for this, Amy, and you're out there talking to people, do you use a lot of these stats to try to let people know that this is a bigger concern than most of us would have thought about before we woke up today?
I do, absolutely. I use the stat of 1 in 8 kids not having a toothbrush is just huge. And a plug out for our Women Connected group through the foundation. They do supply toothbrushes and these dental kits to students. Laura is great about sharing all kinds of stories. There's a story out there of a young man who had to have all of his teeth pulled in high school. We hear so many stories of, kids who live in their car right here in our service area, kids who have no running water. Those kinds of stories, when that's just down the road from you, that's one reason I love what I do, is to go out and to raise funds for this bus. It's such a great cause and such a huge need here.
And Laura, you said that you had stories you'd like to tell about some of the students or some of the involvement. So, go give us one or two of those.
Sure. I had one. This is a quote from a 7-year-old. She said, "I'm 7 years old. My mom died in a car accident, and my dad works a lot to take care of me and my 2 sisters. We don't have a lot of money. When the Sarah Bush Lincoln Dental Bus came to my school, they gave me and my sisters toothbrush kits and fixed my teeth. It was the best day ever." So that was a little 7-year-old. And then there was the high schooler who had never been to a dentist, and Amy was just talking about him. He had 28 teeth removed and needed dentures, and he had never been to a dentist, and he was in high school already. That's not uncommon in our program.
And with Sarah Bush, you said you cover 9 counties, so this is
Yes.
not just a Mattoon-Charleston thing.
Correct.
This is a Central Illinois problem, probably all over the country as well.
Yes.
So when you talk about the dentist, now do you have dentists on staff at Sarah Bush, or do you use volunteer dentists, or tell us about that, how that works?
Yes, so we have a full-time dentist that works for us, and I said we had 3 teams. So basically we're masters of scheduling. So the portable team is out while the restorative team is at the fixed site, and then the fixed site goes out, and then the portable team's back doing dental cleanings. And so the doctor is on the bus half of the week and on the fixed site half of the week, and then the portable team will use the new bus the other half of the week. So really both sites are working 5 days a week. It's just a master of scheduling them out, because once they've had their initial exam, then our dental hygienists can work under that doctor's order and do all the cleanings.
I see.
So the dentist doesn't have to be present for all of that. We also have 10 volunteer dentists. So they help us with things that we kind of beyond our reach. So I have a few dentists in the area that will help us with root canals. I have 2 oral surgeons, one here in Mattoon and one in Effingham, that'll help us with some extraction cases that we need. So they are wonderful wonderful. So we actually schedule those patients in their office. They use their staff, their equipment, and just take care of those kids for us. So, and we have that in our surrounding areas. So it's wonderful.
Obviously, the question I got to ask is the old bus is down right now, and it's going to be till April or May to the new bus.
Yes.
So how does the next 6 months work for you all?
So the portable team can still go in the schools.
Okay.
So we're still doing all the initial exams, all the cleanings, all the fluorides, all the sealants, and then we're creating treatment plans, and so they can make their appointments at our fixed site. And then, like I said, I have some partnering schools that are really good about those kids that are in lots of pain and they can't even focus at school. Some of those nurses are bringing the kids, or some of the schools will provide some transportation, because that's the number one issue, is that transportation for families.
Okay. Let's go let Amy talk for a little bit over here. Let's go to next week when the actual, the fundraiser and the event. I know there's like a whole, there's entertainment out there for like 2 or 3 days. Can you talk about some of the highlights of what people can, expect to be wooed by Sarah Bush out there?
Absolutely. So, and we have a couple of fun new things this year. So on Thursday night from 6 to 8 is Friends Night Out.
And that's the 21st. Everybody
That's
knows.
the 21st,
Yep.
yes. And so grab a friend, $10 ticket gets you in. It's the first opportunity for people to buy 2-foot trees, wreaths. There's some new pallet board displays and all of the retail items. And then that's also the first night that you can buy a raffle ticket. And so this is new to festival this year. So for $100, you can buy a raffle ticket. And the night of the gala, which is the 23rd, live auction, if your ticket is drawn, you can pick anything in that room that's to be auctioned, and it's yours.
Holy cow.
So that's an exciting thing. We think that'll go over well. Friday, we open up at 10, again to the public from 10 until 8, and Santa will be there from 3 to 8, sorry. And then on Saturday we open up from 9 to 1. Santa will be there then as well. We have entertainment, all kinds of singers, from the Green Wave Singers, the Charleston School Music Ensembles. We have lots and lots of different performers throughout the area. And the gala then, we wrap up the festival with the gala, which is at 6 o'clock. We are sold out of tickets for that night. And that's when we bring a live auctioneer from the state of Washington, and we auction off all the items.
Cool. Now, is it you two, or do you have a team, or who all puts this thing on?
So the festival is organized by the foundation, and we do have a wonderful committee that's on there, and we couldn't do it without our sponsors. If I can put a plug in for our sponsors of Consolidated Communications, Coles Moultrie, Dale and Maryland Hoots, our own Jerry Esker, First Mid, BSA, Hastings and Havlick, Meadowview Golf Course, WCIA, Carriage Crossing, and Vaughn and Ruth Janicki.
Sound like a pretty good group? Well, except for that Hastings guy. You got to watch those folks.
So how long does it take to plan for this? Because this is a huge event.
It is a huge event. It's one of the largest of its kind in the area. They start planning as early as May.
I believe it.
Purchasing things and planning and getting those designers to start thinking about Christmas right before summer starts.
And that's what I think is fascinating. How do you get everyone? Because it's more than just the committee or whatever the case is. There's different stores and other people in the community that are involved. How do you get everyone on the same page? Okay, guys, here's the deadline. This is what we need from you.
This community, people in this community are so generous. And we have many businesses, just local designers, people who are they're excited about helping the foundation raise funds for these causes. People are just on board with this event, and they love it. And we hope we thank them properly, because we are so grateful that they do help us raise funds.
Well, I think it's amazing. I think
it is. It's
you guys
going on. Yeah.
Pull it all together, and it's beautiful too.
Yeah, well, thank you.
That's 21st to the 23rd out at Sarah Bush. We're talking to Laura Bollan and Amy Card from Sarah Bush this morning. One of the things is I do actually do research. Don't tell anybody. Tell you not different.
You guys are. It's just 15 minutes beforehand.
I heard a question that was being asked is not getting dental care for your children almost like parental abuse. I mean, have you just thought about it that way? I mean, because when you say 28 teeth being pulled and never being to the dentist, not having a toothbrush, I mean, is it parental abuse?
Actually, we work pretty closely with DCFS, and we have had certain cases where, let's say a child's face is swollen, which means that infection could go to their brain, and if the parent isn't giving the antibiotic that was ordered to help reduce that inflammation so we can get that nasty tooth out, there have been cases where DCFS will come in and kind of get the parent to get them to the dental office so we can take care of that. But that's the typical case that we would see, is they're not getting them the antibiotic they need to get rid of that infection so they can get it taken care of. But we see all kinds of things. We don't want to frighten anyone from coming in and, getting their kid treatment. Most parents just don't know where to go for help. And so, and it's kind of sometimes a generational thing. Grandpa lost all his teeth and dad lost all his teeth. So, that's just kind of expected. And then you have the other side of it where if I don't know where I'm going to put food on the table, my dental probably isn't my top priority. So a lot of those are more what we see. We see lots of great families that are just trying to get care for their kids, and then when they find out about the program, it's a blessing, but they don't know how to get them the transportation, so that's where the bus comes in. So most times that's not the case, but there are those exceptions that.
But does it alarm both of you that you've seen the increase in the numbers? I mean, you went from like 20 and 30% to 70%. Percent. So that's the alarming part,
It really is.
And we had some of the food, people that were in the other day that were talking about how many people don't know where their next meal is coming from.
That's right, Dr. Gillespie.
Yeah, Dr. Gillespie a couple weeks ago. So that's the alarming thing. Could you comment on that, both of you, if you just your thoughts?
Certainly. We see an increase in that. So Dr. Gillespie has the heartbeat of our area for sure on food insecurity.
Yeah, that's
we're seeing it at EIU. We're seeing it in our communities. However, one of the things that kind of, you rate your area and you can see all these hotspot maps about poverty and things in our area. One of the things that is great about Coles County and some of our surrounding areas is that we do have lots of resources available. So sometimes we don't score as low as maybe we really are, but it's because those resources go into that score. So we do have great resources. A lot of them can be found. I'll put a plug in for CORD, the Community Online Resource Directory. If you need help, go to the Community Online Resource Directory. You can get that at www.sarahbush.org. Click on the CORD link. And there are tons of resources in our area to help people. It's just they don't always know about them.
Amy, your thoughts on the spike in the increase?
Yeah, I would agree with Laura. Back before the first bus was purchased in 2008, there was a study done in the area, and lack of dental care in rural America, in addition to, our area, lack of dental care rated in I think the top 12. So it is a huge need, and, some parents haven't applied for Medicaid. A lot of dentists don't see patients on Medicaid. And so our being able to offer this just speaks volumes of Sarah Bush Lincoln. Our dental program does operate on a $500,000 deficit every year, which the health center subsidizes. And so I think that is important, and that, it is a loss that the health system subsidizes, but that need is there, and so we're going to address it, which is great.
Where do you get most of your stats from? Is it national stuff, or is it local, or how do you work that so you can explain to folks that 1 in 7 people or 1 in 8 people have this or don't have that?
So there is a new group that came together for dental in Illinois. And so what they did is they gathered all the information that all of us are collecting, and they put it all in one place. And so I get a lot of my statistics from there because it's local to Illinois, and then they have all these maps on their website. So it's the Illinois Children's Dental Project. But and it's a great resource really to get news out there about the need in Illinois for dental care. So they've helped a lot with kind of pooling all the resources and getting them in one place for us.
Okay. Well, how many years of the Holiday Festival / Festival Trees been going on?
This will be the 21st year.
Okay.
Yep.
Give us a little background about, were you there when it started and how it kind of has evolved into this?
Yeah, I wasn't born yet, Jeff.
Whatever.
No, I was not there. I was not working at Sarah
I couldn't
Bush
remember when you started there.
Yeah, I've been there 15 years now. But back years and years ago, it wasn't a sit-down formal dinner. It was more of a kind of walk-around cocktail party kind of thing, from what I understand. It has evolved. We don't often have a waiting list. We have a several people on our waiting list this year. I think part of that is the ask that we're making of our donors this year. Yeah, it's 21 years. Wow.
The one thing also people always note now is that when they come back to the community and they drive between Mattoon and Charleston is the campus. I mean, that's what you guys call it, right? It's amazing how big and so many different buildings are popping up. Talk about working out there and what it's like to be involved at working at Sarah Bush and what you do for the community.
Sure. So, yeah, whenever I started back in 2005, we just had the hospital building.
And you started when you were 5. So
I started when I was 5, yes.
I got it, yeah.
And so, yeah, proud to say the foundation did help raise funds for those new buildings. So for the Regional Cancer Center, we raised close to $4 million for that. The new Heart Center, which opened up, that was last October, we raised funds for that. I can't explain how generous our community is and how we have these campaigns, and people, I think, see the value in having such a great health care system here. Center for Healthy Living, I don't know if we talked about that earlier. Yeah, beautiful exercise facility, and Y members can go there now. It's just, it's amazing. All the new community clinics that we've built, the new walk-in in Mattoon and Charleston. We built a new clinic in Neoga and Toledo, and yeah, it's great to see it growing. And we've expanded now into Fayette County, which is great.
There you go.
I would have to say too, our employees, like you talked about, what is it like to work there? Our employees believe in it so much. We try to make it the best work experience you've ever had. That's kind of our goal for employees. But we had an employee campaign to raise funds for this bus. They broke every record out there. What was the total we raised, just employees?
So our employees for total, so we asked them to support the dental bus or another program that they would like. And so our employees this year have donated $130,000. It'll come out of their paycheck starting in January. It's a payroll deduct thing generally, but we had employees this year who have worked there for many, many years who have never donated. And I'm probably stealing your thunder here, but an employee who was one of our lower wage positions came up to Laura afterwards and said, I have never donated this way before because I simply really can't afford it, but I saw what you did for my granddaughter on the dental bus, and so this year I'm gonna donate. So
let's go back to the new bus. What will the new bus have that the old bus? Obviously it's going to be an upgrade, but what are some new things that the other bus couldn't do?
Well, what's interesting about that is when the old bus came out, it was 12 years ago was when it was designed, and we had it in operation for 10 years. But in the old days, before mobile medical units were even popular, it really was sort of an RV. So grandma and grandpa could travel, after they retired. And so they weren't very industrial. I would say that's the biggest change, is that now they're actually being built for medical clinics, not turned into a medical clinic. And so the floors are much sturdier. The, walls and the doors are secure. And that would probably be the biggest change for us, is we had tons of maintenance because we were using it every day. And we had this huge generator shaking a panoramic x-ray machine every day. And it was just very different in that the sturdiness of it. Now they're built for that. There are buses out now. I belong to the Mobile Health Clinics Association. There are buses out there now doing, there's some for vision. There are lots of medical ones. There's some new ones out there now that are allowing people in cities to have showers for our homeless. They are using buses for all kinds of things, just getting creative, finding out where the need is, and meeting that need. They started out taking old city buses and turning them into these shower units. And now it's much more industrial. It'll still have all the same x-ray equipment and a panoramic and all those great things. But I would say the sturdiness of it, and that it's built for what we do.
I was just going to say, when I was third grade, I don't know, I was still going to private school, they had one of those mobile buses for dental care, and it was an RV.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was just something converted.
The only bus I remember is the RIF
converted.
bus for the reading is fundamental. Remember that thing used to come?
Yes.
That's all about. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm old though, and I'm the old person in this room. Now, have you thought about this? I'm putting you on the spot on this one.
Yeah.
When the bus gets to Sarah Bush, are you going to have like a big debut, like an unveiling? Have you thought about how you're going to do that?
So I think we'll debut that at the same time we debut our clinical site. And so we have, you can't see this over radio, but we have a mascot called Warren. And
We're on TV too, remember?
Oh, okay. So he looks very much like Waldo. It's Waldo's cousin, Warren. And so our whole office is decorated in Warren. There's life-size pictures of him, and he just kind of is our mascot. We have a little booklet, and if you go to the website, there's a video on what to expect at your first dental visit, and Warren stars in that. So it'll be fun for the kids. I think the schools will invite all the schools and the community. I think the schools will be very interested to kind of get their first look at the fixed site and the dental bus, and so it'll be exciting. I think the community will celebrate just as much as we are because they'll see the need and then see all the blessings that they helped us build.
Our donors also will be invited. Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah. Here I'm going. Hey, it's my job. Yeah, we have some lead donors who have just been phenomenal in supporting this, and so we want to make sure that they're recognized, and they will be recognized on the back of the bus.
Okay.
Their names will be recognized.
That's cool. A few minutes left. Have I forgot anything before we get to the world famous 8 questions? Anything?
Well, who should parents, I mean, if they still need, for whatever reason, information on the bus, who should they get a hold of?
So
Their
they can
school,
call our
or-
dental clinic.
Okay. What's the?
What is our number? 1-877-511-2602.
Is it on cord too?
It is, yeah. They can go to sarahbush.org and find us that way too.
Very
There
good.
you go. All right. Are you ready? Amy, I know you always look
I
forward to
guess
this.
so,
Look,
yeah.
I get the death look over there.
I always wake up in the middle of the night before I come
All
to
right,
see
we'll go
you.
Amy, Lauren, and Alicia, all right? And they're really easy ones. Favorite soup?
Chili.
Is chili a soup? The other question. Go ahead.
Chili's a soup.
Okay, just
Chili's
one.
a soup.
Baby tortilla. Chicken
Soup.
tortilla.
People think I'm weird, but the ham and split pea. I love ham and split pea
All right.
soup.
Most famous person you've ever met?
Oh, Jeff Owens, I think.
Oh, whatever.
I don't know. I'm going to have to think on that one.
Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon. race?
NASCAR.
You,
I can't think of any right now.
all right. Flu shot, yes or no?
Yes, last
Yes.
week.
No, that's probably why I'm sick.
Do you have a pet?
Yes.
What's her name?
Riley. It's a girl. She's an Australian Shepherd.
Okay.
Not
Pet?
at this time.
I have 2 cats.
All right, 2
Yep.
kids. All right. Last concert you attended?
I don't know if it's considered a concert. I went to Lee Greenwood in the Effingham Performance Center.
I think it's a concert. Yes, it's Performance Center concert. There you go.
And it's timely.
Very
Perfect
good.
day to recognize Lee
For
Greenwood.
King and Country.
What?
For King and Country.
Santana.
Santana. All right. Can you change your own flat tire if asked? Could you?
It might take me a couple of days, but yes.
A couple of days.
Same for me.
Yeah, I can.
I probably was going to say no, but now that I'm around you, I better say yes. Type of restaurant you would love to see come to Coles County. Type. You don't have to name names so we don't get anybody in trouble.
Can Laura go first?
All right, Laura, go first this one.
I would say something with more like plant-based options.
All right.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah,
That is a good
I'll go with that.
I'd say seafood.
See, I was going to say, all right. Noodles or not for Thanksgiving?
Yes.
No.
No.
See, you
Guys
two
are
are from
so
up north,
weird.
right?
Yes,
Not-
yes.
Exactly. We're both from Chicago.
There you
Yes.
go. See, I'm telling
That's
you.
unheard of.
It's amazing that everybody in Chicago does not like noodles, and biscuits and gravy are not a thing in Chicago. Do you know that?
That's wrong.
I know, it's unbelievable.
That's not even American.
Well, happy Veterans Day for all you veterans out there. We appreciate all the support and work you've done for this country. Laura and Amy, thanks for coming in.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having us.
We are Hitmix 88.9 and WEIU.